Today is the 31st of May. It's about 1 p.m. and it's 83 degrees. I wanted to show my crepe myrtle. It hasn't been in bloom the last few years. There's quite a few on here now. And it's because we had it trimmed. Oh, the bees are loving it too. We had it trimmed this last year. So I wanted to show that. This week is supposed to be kind of the same as far as having temperatures in the low 90s, 80s, mainly 80s. I just wanted to show all the flowers. Lantana looks good. I got some more weeding to do. I don't know that this has gotten any bigger. And the cannas. Yeah, it looks a little, because they're not all coming in bloom at once, but there are blooms just about on every branch. There's a few branches like that one that needs to be taken out. It's dead, but it's looking pretty good. Anyway, I wanted to show that. The cooler, I have it at 69 in the house, and so that's why the cooler isn't on this side of the house right now. There's the elephant ears. I don't think I've shown the aloe vera in a while either. It's got some little pups and stuff. So I'm gonna take out, I trimmed back the ones just so that there's some green showing on the grasses. There was a little lizard here this morning. I think he finally went somewhere else. He was in this trash can that I was getting the water out of from the last rain. Oh, that's the other thing. Speaking of rain, we have a chance. You can see kind of the clouds in the west there. We have a chance of thunderstorms forming this afternoon. 30% chance. So I still haven't built these towers. I'm cleaning up my work area over there. And I have less plants to plant. Just a few left. Oh, well, actually I added this mum that was out front, and this is an aster from out front. I'm gonna try to keep those alive for the next plant sale. I was going to show the pittosporum blooming. That's pretty. There's quite a few last week. They've all kind of dried up, but so we've been working up top and right about where that kneeler is. Maybe we're a little further than that. I can't. Nope, right there. Right where that kneeler is the last riser we put in. So we're about halfway. My husband's doing an awesome job on it. I planted a geranium in here. That's a geranium, a red one. And this is a violet salvia, violet queen salvia. And this is a petunia. I threw these in here just to get them planted from the little pots that I had. Oh, and I planted over here some violet queen salvia. That's looking pretty with the lilies. There were some orange ones, but I don't see them. Maybe that one's going to be orange. I have some little growth in here, little tiny plants, but I don't know if that's from compost or seeds that I planted. So I have some squash I need to pick. It's a little ladybug. There's a squash too. So we had to take out the blue Hubbard that was here. And the reason is vine borers. So I put some aluminum foil around my cucumbers. And I do have a cucumber I could probably pick too. But I planted another blue Hubbard squash in here, a seed, because we want to, it says that vine borers and squash bugs are attracted to it over anything else, so I say keep planting them. There's my poppies in here. And then I think this is what happens to the love in a mist. It develops a seed pod. And those are ones that make good cuttings for dried flower arrangements, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. I got a grass coming up in here I probably need to pull out. These are sure pretty. We got petunias coming up over in here too. My tomatoes, I don't know. That Cherokee purple's really looking sad. But what I will do is if they don't survive, I will pull them out. And I actually have them probably too thick together anyway. So if I lose some in the middle, so be it. I probably have more than I can possibly handle anyway, even finding neighbors that will take them. Oh, this has got some blooms on it. And the eggplant are so pretty. I really like those. I planted some noodle beans in here and some, there's a okra right there. That's a noodle bean. And those are noodle beans. And this is a noodle bean, and this is, I believe, the sunflower for this thing to grow on. There's my Mexican petunia coming right along. that spaghetti squash doesn't look too good. I probably will put something else there. Maybe I will. There's an okra that's come up right there. Then I've got okra coming up all along here. That spaghetti squash is doing well. Okra here. All of the peppers were curling too, having their leaves curl, and I really do think it's because it was too wet. I tested the soil and it was like not good, so we cut back on one of the waterings. We had upped it thinking it was time, because typically we do need more moisture at this time of year. There's a spaghetti squash. There's the butternut squash. It's coming right along. And then there's watermelon. My okra, the Jing orange okra. But I think that we did it based on timing, and that probably wasn't smart, because the water, I thought there was a tomato in there, but it's the emitter that's red. Looks like I'm pretty. I'm just gonna let these cascade over the side, these tomato plants. And anyway, back to watering, where we cut back again because I think that I jumped the gun to start watering more. I decided I'm going to go and get a little trellis and train it up and to the next trellis. So I'll probably do that tonight. Get that ready to go. Here's my firecracker vine, and it's now grabbed onto the trellis or the obelisk. So it's going to start heading up. I finally got a cherry tomato to take, I think. This one's looking pretty good. I found it somewhere else, so I'm just hoping it's a cherry tomato. More than likely it is, because that's what I had in my yard for a while. I'm gonna harvest my radishes in the next day or so. These tomatoes are looking pretty good. There's a couple of cucumbers and another zucchini. And then there's some a tomato coming up there. Now, there's really California Wonder bell peppers planted here, so I may have to move that tomato plant because I really don't want tomatoes in this bed. So we shall see. And this is my little flower bed, and I planted one of the grasses that was in that bed with all the flowers. I planted over here because I don't mind grasses. It could be a grass I like, I don't know, but I didn't want it in that bed. With salperglossus. Chocolate flowers getting bigger. My society garlic right there in this pot really is pretty. I put all society garlic in last year or the year before just to contend with some of the pests, because I don't think they like the smell of these plants. So that's why I did it. And they've been pretty because they bloom as well. They're a pretty plant. I'll have to take them out and divide them at some point. There's some marigolds coming in the rocks. Anyway, I believe that's going to be my garden diary for today. I wanted to get out here and take the video on a Wednesday, even though it may not get posted until tomorrow. We've had bad upload times. And maybe by next week that top will be done and I'll be planting up there. I'm looking forward to it. I'll show one more thing. My gazania. This is a clear orange. It's not really showing the bloom yet, but that's what's in there. So, and I will cut back some more on these. Deadhead them. My husband just put some chelated iron on the bougainvillea here. And then of course it's got the lantana below. It's a monster area. I don't think I showed these either. These are my geraniums that I planted up. I don't know if they like these pots or not. Probably not. It's nice and cool in the shade. That's my garden diary. Today is the 27th of May, and this is what I got out of the garden. I got a white radish, two of these, I can't remember what they are. I think these are Easter egg ones. And so is this white one, maybe. I'll have to look it up. And then I've got a good size zucchini. That's part of the Ford hook. So it was in the round bed.